Hi everyone, today I thought I would do a look, a makeup look. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do exactly, but something which is, I don't know, just going to get me through January. So something quite makeup-y, something which is maybe got quite a strong eye, but I'm not really sure. So let's see how it goes. So I'm going to start with Diana Liquid Lurex. I'm thinking of doing a kind of eye which has that bronziness to it, but also is quite sculpted. And I just feel like I kind of like natural makeup looks mainly in January, but I just felt like doing something a bit more done really. So I'm almost using this as a base. So I'm just applying with fingers. And some of this is going to pop through as well. So some of the peachiness will come through, but I'm also going to sculpt on top of it. So I'm not going to be too precious about that. Just going to blend up there. So I'm just going back in and doing a line all along the upper lash line here and here. And I've put a tiny bit in the inner corners as well. Just using a small brush this time. Next I'm going to use a really deep chocolatey brown, and because I want it to be matte, I'm actually using a brow palette. And I often use brow palettes for shading eyes because they're often the best colours, they're quite ashy but they're rich, so that's quite a good tip. Sometimes if you're looking for that sort of a colour and you do have brow palettes or brow powders, you might find exactly the shade that you're looking for. Particularly, as I say, if it is more of a sort of sculpting or shading type of colour that you're looking for. So I'm just working it into the corners there. Before I keep going with that, I'm just going to try this liquid liner, which is a quite a good chocolatey brown shade. That close to the lashes there. And I'm just going to do, looking straight ahead because it's quite hooded there. Bit of a shape that I can then bring around with the brow powder. And just keep looking straight ahead, particularly if you do have older eyelid or any is hooded there. And also because you're really blending all that in, the fact that it's not a straight wing won't matter at all. Okay, going back in with my dark colour again, just to really blend in that corner. Okay, so that's the kind of shape I'm going to do. So I'm just giving that a bit more of a blend there for the shape. And actually I'm going to have to pluck a hair. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got a really low down hair that is right at the end of my wing. And there we go. So I think I'm going to have to take that one as well. There is a rogue one there, but yeah, that's going to have to go. Shame. So I'm going to do exactly the same on this side now as I did here. So starting with the brow powder, just to create a little bit of a shape before I do the liner, almost like a guideline. Mainly with eyes open. And then using the eyeliner again. Completely with my eyes relaxed and open. And just checking back at the previous eye. Okay, now I'm going in with a shade called Truffle. show you, it's more of a sort of goldeny brown shade, so I can just blend in that line. So it's not a line anymore, it's more of just a guideline. And we get more of just a soft but quite dramatic wing. I don't know what I'm doing. Something will turn out nice in the end, surely. So I've just really blended now the liner and the matte shade that I use as a guide completely over the top with this slightly shimmery truffle-y shade. And before I carry on, I'm just going to give my eyelashes a curl, get some eyelashes on, and then I'm going to put some, I think a half set of fake lashes. So I'm just going to put a light layer to start with of mascara and then stick on the fake lashes, and then I'll come back. So for my lashes, I'm going to use one of these. These are like a Japanese drugstore half set, very small and compact. I don't even know what brand these are because I buy them when I go there, and they just come in great long boxes with loads and loads of them in. They're really, really cheap. And I like them because they're so light and feathery. So I've used a clear glue because I'm not really sure eyeliner wise what I want to do. The beauty of a half set is that if you're not great at putting eyelashes on, you kind of don't need to be, because when you're doing that inner corner bit, which is normally the bit that's so stressful, you're not actually doing it very far along. So they're just easier to sort of drop on. Or you're not having to stress about getting them all the way along and perfect. And they just give a little bit more definition just at the outer edges really, which I love actually. I love that. Especially if you're doing an eye like this, which does have a kind of wingy element to it. If I can give 2 big tips about this, first one would be, when you put your glue on, make sure that it dries. Put your glue on your lash strip, let it dry for a good minute, if not more, so that it is tacky and we're able to really kind of connect and it almost grips as soon as it drops on. Secondly, is to make sure that your tweezers are really clean, because if after you put your first one on, you leave a little bit of glue, when you go to put your second one in, even if you get it into most perfect position, it won't be able to release. So just give them a little clean in between. So now that they're on, I'm just going to squeeze them together with my own lashes, which are underneath, obviously, and make sure that they are well connected. Once this one's dry, I'm going to go back in and put a little bit more mascara on. So now I just want to look at the makeup and see what I need to do underneath. I think I am going to just put my mascara on here because I was going to put a little bit of very thin black eyeliner as well. I'm not sure I want to now. I think before I do that, I'm going to do something underneath. I'm not going to do a lot. I might just use this shade, Truffle, along the lower lash line. Just mainly the outer edge there. If you've got really good lashes on the bottom, I'd say probably don't even need to do this with this look, because the mascara will really frame nicely. I'm going to give those a comb through as well. So I'm just going to put some highlighter on. I'm going to put loads of highlighter on, actually. I think I need to catch as much light as I can because there isn't any light anywhere. I'm going to put some on underneath my foundation and some on top. I feel like because the eyes have become quite a thing, I mean, they're still not crazy, but they're definitely well made up. I'm going to put less makeup everywhere else and just do more of a glowy, no makeup look. Although I might do a matte lip just because the eyes are so shiny. But again, I'm going to wait and see. I kind of like to wait and see with this sort of thing. Kind of makeup is like that for me. It just comes together. Sometimes you're not really sure. And then it suddenly just becomes very, very clear what you want to do. And I feel like often once I've done the eyes, I can sort of tell what else needs doing. So I'm just doing a bit of pinpoint concealing now, and I have done under my eyes. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit patchworky, not too heavy all over. But I am just going to go in and do my usual pinpoint concealing. So for my brows, I'm just using the Suqqu pen. This takes me back. I used to use this right at the beginning of my tutorials years ago. So I'm just kind of filling in, but not really, hopefully, making them look too heavy. They look a little bit more fluffy. And then the other one. With this eyebrow, I need to just fill that in there. This one has a little gap here. I'm just comparing it to my other side. This one's already thicker than it is this side, so I'm just going to do an end there. Next I'm going to try this new blush and use that just around the cheek area. I'm going to use the stronger one to pop the colour in a second. Put a little bit of that on my brow as well. Now I'm just going to try the stronger colour, but only at the front. There we go. I'll use a clean brush actually just to blend that all in. Oh, I love this colour. It's actually really nice to have a palette with two matte blushes in, because usually you see the matte and the shiny, but having those two matte shades I'm really enjoying. Just going back in actually with the peachy shade of blush, putting a touch more along my top of my eyes there. It's quite like that colour. So nice. Okay. Now for lips, I'm going to use Velvet Fawn, because I think that actually having a more matte lip, I think is going to look better with the shiny eyes and also the highlighted skin. Let's get my mirror down. Yeah. I don't think I need to use any pencil with that. I might put a tiny bit of pencil just there. So I didn't use any powder before, but I'm just going to add a touch just at the inner corners there. So because I've used my foundation, which isn't really shiny, so I don't need to powder usually, but I do like to just do those inner corners. Just, I don't know, I call it ugly shine. I always feel like if that bit is shiny, it doesn't look good. So that's a finished look, and I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. I think it is, if there's a lesson to be learned, I guess it's to say that sometimes when you're just playing with colours or playing with eye makeup, it can look pretty bad while you're doing it in the beginning, and just to stick with it, because very often it will just be a case of maybe you just need to get your lashes on or your mascara, finish your brows, get your blush on, and then suddenly a look will just fall into place. So if you are kind of having a fun day of trying out new makeup and you do something on your eyes, oh no, straight away, actually just go with it. Try maybe a different colour, try a different shape, blend a bit more, finish the rest of your makeup, and sometimes you can be really pleased with the results at the end. So I certainly am, and in fact, so much so that I'm actually going to go out tonight, which I wasn't planning at all, but I love my makeup, so that's the effect that makeup can have. So I shall see you soon, and take care. Bye.